I'm Jean Fuller. And the first short term is basically to bring attention to the predators and predation and the other stressors. If we can continue to get more out of the pumps and show that it is not the pumps that's causing the problems, that's the easiest, quickest thing we can do in the state. And so that's been number one. I did a predation bill. It was very controversial. I did it because it was very controversial. Every fisherman in the world came and had bad things to say about me, and I thought my poor dad is turning over in his grave, but it was for a purpose, and the purpose was to unite people to understand that it is not just the pumps, there are many stressors, and the more controversy there is, even though I couldn't get the bill out and it did die in committee, it got a lot of headlines and it made people start thinking, and it pushed everything forward. People began to say, oh yes, big fish do eat little fish, and so on. And so we have to continue to work on the stressors part, and the rivers and the sewage and all those things. Number two, which is more of a long-term thing, is since I was the point person for the Republicans in 2009 on the water bond, and on the water bond I've been continuing to stand against opening it up. Most of the people who started with me in the legislature are gone. Tom and I are pretty much the only ones that were there during the water bond negotiations. So people say, bring it back, open it up, but all those people are gone. You bring it back, you're starting over. We spent months and months and months studying that issue after regular hours in study groups with people who wanted to move it forward to get to the place that we could even come up with a water bond. And so if we bring it back now and take it apart, we've got a mess. And so, in my mind, even though it would be better to make it smaller, we've got to continue to uphold the twin goals if we're going to have a water bond. Number three, I think, is working with the administration and Jerry Merrill. I meet with him regularly. I meet with Mario regularly. I get all the input I can. But ultimately, if we're going to have conveyance, then the administration and the governor are working on this very hard, and we've got to keep the pressure on and try to help them in any way we can. This is a bipartisan, bicameral event. It's bigger than the valley. If people don't realize in the cities that we're their dining room table, if they don't realize that and they don't get that, then we can never move forward because we don't have enough support. And so the governor is in a place where he says he's going to work on this conveyance. You've got to stay there, keep meeting with them.